Okay, the quadratic formula. And this is a nice thing to note. It will solve every single solvable quadratic formula. All we do is just get the values in, we substitute in, and we get an answer. Some questions will specifically tell you that you need to either use your formula to solve the equation or you need to solve it by factorising. So please read it. If it just says solve, though, you can do whatever way you want. Whether you want to do this or whether you want to complete the square, or if you want to go mad and do iteration, you can. Right. So this one is x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now, if I was asked to solve this, I would factorise it because I know there are two numbers that multiply to give you 6, but add to give you 5. But let's say you want to use a formula, and all you've got to remember is just a few things. Your x squared coefficient should be this number here, which is 1. Yeah, it's an invisible 1. B is going to be 5, and C is going to be 6. And I would normally write that down. There you go, 1, 5, 6. Yeah, here's your formula. All we do is we just substitute the values in. Yeah. So minus 5, because B is 5, plus or minus the square root of 5 squared, minus 4, A is 1, and C is 6, all over 2A. Now the plus and the minus, this confuses people. But all it means is essentially that's two formulas into one. One of the formulas I have a plus sign, and I get an answer. One of the formulas I've got a negative sign, and I get an answer. Okay. So I substitute them all in. Now a nice way to do it is if you work out what's below the square root first, and so 5 squared is 25, and 4 times 1 times 6 is a negative 24, which is minus 24. Okay. 2 times 1 is 2. Now 25 minus 24 is minus 1. So I've got minus 5 plus or minus the square root of 1 over 2. This normally won't be a square number, but in this case it is. The square root of 1 is 1. So essentially I've got minus 5 plus 1 divided by 2, and minus 5 minus 1 divided by 2. So I've got one answer of minus 2, which is going to be minus 5, and a positive 1, which gives me my minus 4, and I'll halve it. And my other one I'm going to do is my minus 3, which is my minus 5 minus 1, which is my minus 6, divided by 2 is minus 3. Okay. Now, it's nice if we do every single stage, because what people tend to do is they just substitute all of that into the calculator, which you can do, but if you make one mistake, you're wrong. Yeah. And normally what happens is your calculator can come up with a maths error. Now, the maths error can occur for a few reasons, but normally because this bit here, yeah, turns out to be a negative number. We can't have the square root of a negative number. Like in this stage of maths, we don't know what it is. So normally we just type it all in, you press equals, and it says error. Yeah. So there are a few issues, but mainly if there's a negative number, put it in your calculator in brackets. So like if you're doing that, if you type into your calculator minus 3 squared, okay, and you should know what minus 3 squared is. It is 9 because the two negatives cancel out. But if you just do minus 3 squared into your calculator, it will tell you it's minus 9. Because what your calculator is squaring a number, then it's adding a minus. So it's following the rules of big maths. Okay, so this one here, okay, so give you a bit of time, do exactly as I said. Be careful because there's not a 5 and there's not a 3 in this equation. There's a minus 5 and a minus 3. Give you a couple of seconds to work it out. Pause the video if you need to. Right, A is 2, B is minus 5, and C is minus 3. So we just substitute the values in. Okay, I've done it slightly differently. So I've done one with a plus symbol and one with a negative symbol. This is just because I haven't got a plus minus number on my calculator. Okay, all my values in. Just pay attention that every time there's a minus number, I put brackets in it. Now, it's only really important for this one here. But it's just good just to do it for every single one, just for consistency. Everything underneath my square root on both sides becomes 7, but one becomes a minus 7, one becomes a plus 7. Okay, so I've got, and it's a minus 5, which makes it a plus 5. So I've got 5 plus 7 is 12. And on the other side, I've got 5 minus 7 is negative 2. Both times I'm divided by 4, and I've got 3 and minus a half. And if you don't trust this answer, you can substitute back into your original equation just to check. Okay. One more. Pause the video if you need to. That'll be a bit quicker. Substitute your values in. Okay. Again, I would have put brackets in for that minus 2. Yeah, because then when you've done your 16 minus your minus 8, it would have done square root of 24. Okay. I've got two answers. So I've got minus 4.4 and 0.4. Next one. Pause the video if you need to. Be careful because of the negative 8. A is 5, B is -8, C is 3. Substitute all the values in. And again, they put all the numbers in brackets, but I only do it for the negative numbers. So I've got 8 plus or minus 2 divided by 10. Okay, so my answer is going to be 10 divided by 10, which is 1, or 6 divided by 10, which is 0.6. You can leave them as fractions if you want as well. Okay. I've got a few more examples. This one here. Okay, good. Just substitute the values in, really. Okay. Now, what you should realise this one is that they both give the answer of -2. Yeah, so you've only got one answer here, and that's fine. Yeah, it's just one of those situations where you can just get one answer. And this one here, I really do have to trust the calculator. I doubt you get this in an exam. If you substitute all the values in, what you should notice is that my square root is a -39. Okay. Now, this is not a mistake of a question. What that means is that this equation cannot be solved. Okay? And if you think about a graph of this, is sort of like up here. My x is going to be below it. So there's no situation where that equation equals to 0. Right, go through them. Here's some questions for you to do. Solve them by using the formula. Pause video. Here's your answers. I think I've rounded, and they're not in the order because I'm just getting sick of people cheating. Okay, hope you enjoyed that.